The most crucial day for all UPSC aspirants. No matter the venue, we are all united by the same dream. And this year's prelims proves to be no different than any other. Looking through the questions, each one of them mirrors the very thoughts I had imparted to my mentees. Legendary IAS mentor. Here, the mentors do the heavy lifting. Against all odds, achieving a prelim success ratio of 48% this year. And this time, I am taking no chances and will be unraveling all the mysteries of this year's prelims in the way UPSC ought it to be. So, join me on this exclusive series of my prelims brought to you by Legendary IAS Mentor.
Hello dear aspirants, my name is Paulson, a senior mentor at Legendary IAS Mentor Civil Service Academy. Most of these serious UPSC aspirants after attempting their prelims might have noticed that most of the aspirants scores around 80s and 90s, or their scores will be around that cutoff marks, while there is a group of aspirants who scores way higher marks like 120 plus or 130 plus or 140 plus marks. I used to score 125 plus marks in my prelims attempts. So how do they do that? What makes them different from rest of the UPSC aspirants? Today, I'm going to solve the 2024 UPSC Prelims Question Paper with you, and I'm going to show you the way in which a topper thinks while doing a question paper, and I'm going to show you how the topper differentiates themselves from the rest of the UPSC aspirants. Let's look into it. Question number 1. Consider the following statements. The atmosphere is heated more by incoming solar radiation than by terrestrial radiation. Carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere are good absorbers of long wave radiation. So we have a geography question here. So if you look into every questions from geography, you can actually see that these are all basics from NCERT. So UPSC is actually demanding that you should be knowing the basics of geography which is given in NCERTs. So those who are pakka clear in NCERTs will be able to attempt this question. Statement 1. Atmosphere is heated more by incoming solar radiation than by terrestrial radiation. So incoming solar radiation is actually called as insolation, which is actually a short wave radiation, and terrestrial radiation, which is the reflection of insolation, it is actually a long wave radiation. Okay, so the short wave radiation is majorly UV radiation and visible light, and the long wave radiation is majorly infrared. So the basics is that the atmosphere is mainly heated by long wave radiation, which is actually the infrared radiation, and that is actually the terrestrial radiation. So the first statement is actually wrong. So if the first statement is wrong, your answer will be anyway statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. That is option D. Okay, the second statement, carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere are good absorbers of long wave radiation. Okay, the statement itself has given that terrestrial radiation is a long wave radiation, and of course we have heard about greenhouse effect. Carbon dioxide plays an important part in greenhouse effect. So carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere absorbs this long wave radiation, that is terrestrial radiation, and causes global warming. So second statement is anyway correct. We'll go into the second question. Consider the following statements. The thickness of the troposphere at the equator is much greater as compared to the poles. So what is the speciality of equator? Equator receives more heat than the polar region. So if the equator receives more heat, the gases or the atmosphere, the troposphere in the equator region and the tropical region expands. So when it expands, the thickness also increases. Okay, so the tropical areas and the equator region will have a thicker atmosphere or thicker troposphere when compared with polar region, because more heat means more expansion of atmosphere. So the first statement is correct. Logically that is correct, and it is given in the NCERT. Statement 2. At the equator, heat is transported to great heights by strong convectional currents. So equator is a place where we have strong convectional currents, so the heat can be transported to great heights by strong convectional currents in the equator region. That statement is also correct, and your answer will be A. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct, and statement 2 explains statement 1. Okay. Moving on to question number 3. Consider the following: pyroclastic debris, ash and dust, nitrogen compounds, and sulfur compounds. How many of the above are products of volcanic eruptions? This is also basics. Volcanic eruptions. What all we can see in a volcanic eruption? Pyroclastic debris. The name itself suggests that it is related to volcanism. Pyroclastic. Okay, it is itself a volcanic eruption associated term. So anyway, one is there. Ash and dust. Of course, if you have seen volcanic eruption in videos and pictures, you can see that ash and dust will be a product of volcanic eruption. Nitrogen compounds, yes, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur compound, sulfur dioxide, etc. will be from volcanic eruptions. So all four statements or four options will be correct. Answer is D. Moving on. Question number 4. Which of the following is or are correct inferences from isothermal maps in the month of January? So what are isotherms? Isotherms are imaginary lines connecting places having the same temperature. That is what we call by isotherms. So if you draw a isothermal map of the month of January, what we can see? First statement: the isotherms deviate to the north over the ocean and to the south over the continent. Okay. Second one: the presence of cold ocean currents, the Gulf Stream and North Atlantic Drift make the North Atlantic Ocean colder and the isotherms bend towards the north. Look into the second statement. The basics of ocean currents. Gulf Stream and North Atlantic currents are actually, North Atlantic Drift are actually warm ocean currents. So that statement is anyway wrong. Okay, so the part where it says that the cold ocean currents is wrong. Okay, that is a warm ocean current. So in the North Atlantic Ocean, we have Gulf Stream and North Atlantic Drift, which are warm ocean currents. Okay, so if the North Atlantic Ocean have warm ocean currents, then over the oceans, the isotherms should be bending over to the northern part. Okay, I'm saying that the first statement is actually correct. Okay, isotherms shall deviate to the north in the ocean because in the North Atlantic Ocean we have warm ocean currents. So if there are warm ocean currents in the month of January, we can see that isotherms is actually deviating towards the north in ocean, and in the continents it will be deviating towards the or bending towards the south. So the first statement is correct, and this is directly from NCERT. The map is given in the NCERT. Okay. Now we'll go into question number 5. So answer is 1 only. Question number 5. Which of the following countries are well known as the 2 largest cocoa producers in the world? This is a current affairs based question. The most important thing an aspirant must do while attempting a prelims question is that you should be avoiding questions which you cannot attempt in a logical way. Okay, this question does not have a logic, it's a pakka fact. So the answer is Ivory Coast and Ghana. If you are not aware of the current affair, you should not be doing this question. Okay, so if you know the answer, good. This question was actually included in this year's prelims test series of Legendary IAS Mentor. So most aspirants who attempted this test series will be knowing this particular question and answer. So if you don't know, just leave this question. Okay, we'll move on to next question. With reference to the Himalayan rivers joining the Ganga downstream of Prayagraj from west to east, which one of the following sequence is correct? This is also a basic question from NCERT. So what is the correct order of the tributaries of Ganga from west to east? Okay, the answer is option B, Gomati, Gagra, Gandak, Koshi. From west to east, we can see that the correct order of tributaries of Ganga is, first we have Ram Ganga, which also flows through the Jim Corbett National Park in Uttarakhand. Ram Ganga, then we have Gomati, Gagra, Gandak, Koshi, and then we have Mahananda in West Bengal. That is the correct order. Okay. Next question. Consider the following. Statement 1. Rainfall is one of the reasons for weathering of rocks. That's actually a correct statement. You know that there are different types of weathering: chemical weathering, physical weathering, biological weathering, and rainfall is actually one of the reasons of weathering of rocks. That statement is correct. Statement 2, rainwater contains carbon dioxide in the solution. Yes, atmosphere has carbon dioxide, so when rainfall happens, carbon dioxide mixes with rainwater and carbonic acid. Carbonic acid is formed, so rainwater can mix with carbon dioxide. Yes, basic. Statement 3, rainwater contains atmospheric oxygen. Yes, atmospheric oxygen can be mixed with rainwater uh, during a rainfall, so that statement is also correct. So your answer will be both 2 and 3 are correct, and both of them explain statement 1. Okay, so carbonic acid, when carbon dioxide mixes with rainwater, it becomes carbonic acid. It changes the pH value of water and it becomes slightly acidic. The rainwater becomes slightly acidic, so it can lead to chemical weathering of rocks. And of course, atmospheric oxygen mixing with rainwater can lead to oxidization of other metals and minerals, which can lead to weathering of rock. So both statements are correct and explains the statement 1. So answer is A. Question number 8. Consider the following countries: Finland, Germany, Norway, Russia. How many of the above countries have a border with North Sea? Okay, this is a basic geography map based question which you have to be knowing. Okay, so what is the answer here? Finland doesn't have a border with North Sea, so that is eliminated. Finland is located little bit right. Okay, Russia also doesn't have a opening into North Sea. Where is North Sea actually? North Sea is actually located that above the United Kingdom, England. Okay, so North Sea have borders with Germany and Norway. You should be knowing the location of countries. Okay, this is a basic mapping. Okay, moving on to the next question. Question number 9. Consider the following information: waterfall, region, and river. This is a new pattern of question introduced by UPSC recently. So waterfall, Duandhar, Malwa, Narmada. Okay, Duandhar waterfall, we know that Duandhar waterfall, which is located in Narmada, is in Madhya Pradesh, but Malwa region is not located at that particular location. Malwa region is slightly located towards the border of Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Madhya Pradesh. Duandhar falls is towards the central part of Duandhar waterfalls is towards the central part of Madhya Pradesh. So actually, this particular pair is incorrect. Hundru Falls, which is actually located in Chota Nagpur Plateau, and it is in the Subarnarekha river. That is correct. These are all given in NCERT. Okay, you should be knowing this. Garsoppa Waterfalls, which is also called as Jog Falls. Okay, it's a famous waterfall in India, Jog Falls. It is actually located in Western Ghats because Jog Falls is in Karnataka. Karnataka is in Western Ghats. Okay, that is correct. Is it located in Netravati river? No, it is located in Sharavati river. This is also basics. We have learned it in our classes and in our test series. So this is wrong. Your answer will be only 1. Okay. Moving on to question number 10. So we can see that geography questions is actually basic questions. If you have a good awareness about the NCERT, you will be able to do this kind of questions. Okay, so NCERT should be an important thing that each aspirants should not be avoiding. Okay, consider the following information. Question number 10, the same pattern question: region, name of the mountain range, type of mountain. Vosges, Alps, Appalachians, and Andes. This is from class 6 NCERT. Where is Vosges Mountains? Vosges and Rhine Valley, these are examples of block mountains and they are located in Europe. So Vosges, Central Asia, Fold Mountain is a wrong pair. You eliminated that one. Europe, Alps, block mountain. Alps mountain, it is located in Europe, but is it a block mountain? No, it is a fold mountain. So that is also wrong. North America, Appalachians, Fold Mountain. Yes, Appalachians is in North America and it is an old fold mountain. So that is correct. South America, Andes, Fold Mountain. Yes, Andes mountain is in South America and it is also a fold mountain. That is also correct. Basic NCERT, class 6. Your answer is only 2. Moving on to question number 11. Consider the following airports: Donyi Polo Airport, Kushinagar International Airport, Vijayawada International Airport. In the recent past, which of the above have been constructed as greenfield projects? So what is a greenfield project, and how is it different from a brownfield project? A greenfield project is a new project. You start from the scratch. Okay. Whereas a brownfield project is not a new project. Already existing, for example, an already existing airport, if it is modified and rebuilt, then that is a brownfield project. A greenfield project will be, in the case of an airport, a new airport which is constructed will be called as a greenfield project. Okay, so which of the following is a greenfield project in the recent past? So this question, if you don't know the current affair, you should be avoiding this question. Okay, most aspirants won't be knowing about this if they are not aware of the current affairs. Okay, but in this case, I would say that I have heard about Vijayawada International Airport at least 5 to 8 years back. So the question talks about in the recent past. Recent past means maybe 1, 2 or 3 years ago. Okay, so I have heard about Vijayawada International Airport a long back. So Vijayawada International Airport has been existing for past 5 or 8 years back in my knowledge. So I would eliminate option 3 from this question. So if I eliminated option 3, I have only one option left, and that will be option A, 1 and 2 only. So I don't know regarding Donyi Polo Airport and Kushinagar International Airport. I just eliminated Vijayawada International Airport from my awareness. Okay, so answer is 1 and 2. If you don't know the answer, leave it. Moving on, question number 12. With reference to water vapor, which of the following statements is correct? It is a gas, the amount of which decreases with altitude. Water vapor is a gaseous form of water, so it is a gas, yes. The amount of which decreases with altitude. So as the altitude increases, the amount of water vapor decreases. That is a logic. So more water vapor will be available close to the surface of the earth. As the altitude increases, availability of water vapor will be decreasing. So first statement is correct. Second statement, its percentage is maximum at the poles. No, the maximum amount of water vapor will be formed where you get the maximum amount of heat. So the equator and tropical regions receives a maximum amount of heat. So more water vapor will be available in the tropical regions and the equator regions. So second statement will be a wrong statement. Okay, so your answer is 1 only. Question number 13. Consider the following description. Annual and daily range of temperatures is low. Precipitation occurs throughout the year. Precipitation varies between 50 centimeter to 250 centimeter. What is this type of climate? This is also directly from NCERT class 11 physical geography. What is this type of climate called? This is called as a marine west coast climate. Okay, so learn your NCERTs very well. Question number 14. With reference to Coriolis force, which of the following statements is correct? Again, basics. It increases with the increase in wind velocity. Yes, Coriolis force is an apparent force which increases with the increase in wind velocity. Okay, due to Coriolis force, the winds are deflected towards the right and left in northern and southern hemisphere. So when wind velocity increases, the Coriolis force also increases. That's the basics. It is maximum at the poles and is absent at the equator. Yes, Coriolis force is 0 at the equator and it is maximum at the polar region. Okay, because Coriolis force is dependent upon the latitudinal angle. So at the equator it will be 0. That's why we say that cyclones are not formed in the equator, because for the formation of cyclone, Coriolis force is necessary and equator does not have Coriolis force. That's why cyclone does not form in equator. So your statement, second statement is correct. It is maximum at the poles and absent at the equator. Your answer is both 1 and 2, option C. Yeah, moving on. On June 21 every year, which of the following latitudes experiences a sunlight of more than 12 hours? Okay, equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle. Basics from class 6 geography NCERT. You have to think a little bit. What is important? What is the speciality of June 21st? In the June 21st, we have summer solstice in the northern hemisphere. So what is summer solstice? Summer solstice at June 21st, the sun's apparent position is directly above the Tropic of Cancer. Okay, the earth have a slight tilt, and due to this tilt, on June 21st, apparent position of sun comes directly above the Tropic of Cancer. So earth is tilted, the sun is tilted towards the northern hemisphere. So in the summer solstice, June 21st, we have the longest day in the northern hemisphere and the shortest day in the northern hemisphere. We have long days and short nights. So if the sun is directly above the Tropic of Cancer and we have long days during the summer solstice, it means that Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle will be having day for more than or for almost 12 hours. So your answer will be option 2 and option Arctic Circle, option 4. Okay, 2 and 4. Okay, equator and Tropic of Capricorn will be having shorter days. Okay, yes. Moving on. Question number 16. One of the following regions has the world's largest tropical peatland. Peatland, it's a marshland, okay, which holds about 3 years worth of global carbon emissions from fossil fuels, and the possible destruction of which can exert detrimental effect on global climate. Which one of the following denotes that region? Okay, this is also a current affairs based question. This topic has been in the current affairs for the past 2 or 3 years. So the people who are aware of current affairs can attempt this question. Those who don't know the answer, don't take chances. Most people will be thinking that Amazon basin is a tropical region, so that will be the correct answer. Most people will think like that, but the answer is Congo basin. Kuwait central region of Congo basin is the largest peatland in the world. Okay, this was included in our test series. So if you don't know, leave this question. Okay, moving on to question number 17. With reference to perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances. Okay, this was in current affairs and was included in our test series. So PFAS that are used in making many consumer products. Consider the following statements. PFAS are found to be widespread in drinking water, food and food packaging materials. Yes, that is correct. Okay, it's a pollutant and it is widely found in consumer products. Which are those consumer products? Drinking water, food and food packaging materials. PFAS are not easily degraded in the environment. PFAS, fluoro, polyfluoroalkyl. It's a carbon fluorine bond. That is a strong bond. Since carbon fluorine bond is a strong chemical bond, it cannot be easily degraded in the environment. That is correct. Logically, that is correct. Persistent exposure to PFAS can lead to bioaccumulation in animal bodies. So PFAS is actually a pollutant. So persistent exposure of PFAS can lead to bioaccumulation in animal bodies. It is not easily degraded in the environment. So the things that are not easily degraded can bioaccumulate in animal bodies. That is logically correct. So statement 3 is also correct. Your answer will be option D. Question number 18. Consider the following. Carabid beetles, centipedes, flies, termites, wasp. Parasitoid species are found in how many of the above kind of organisms? Okay, parasitoid species. Most people will think that this is a parasitic organism. It is not actually exactly parasites. Parasitoid and parasites are two different things. Parasites live on a host but does not kill that host. Parasite creatures, parasite organisms lives on a host, feeds on a host but does not kill that host, whereas parasitoid species lives on a host and ultimately it kills that host. Okay, that is the difference between parasite and a parasitoid. So if you don't know what is a parasitoid, don't attempt this question, leave it. Okay, in this case most parasitoid species will be like wasp, bees, flies kind of organisms. So your answer is actually beetles, flies and wasp. Termites actually feeds on cellulose, plant materials. You know termites. Okay, termite is not actually a parasitic organism or a parasitoid organism. It feeds on plant species. Okay, so termites can be eliminated. Centipedes is actually a predator kind of species. You can eliminate that also. Your answer is D, only 3. If you don't know, leave this question also. Question number 19. Consider the following plants. Groundnut, horsegram and soybean. How many of the above belong to pea family? Yeah, of course, pea family. Groundnut is a kind of a pea. Horsegram is also a pea. Soybean is also a pea. simple thing. We've been daily using this stuff in our daily life, so you should be knowing this. 3 of them belongs to the P family. Okay, question number 20. Statement 1. The Indian flying fox is placed under the vermin category in the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Okay. Statement 2. The Indian flying fox feeds on the blood of other animals. So, going through the both statements, you should be getting an idea of what is Indian flying fox. Okay, it is kind of an animal that can fly. Okay, but is it a fox? Can fox fly? No. So, what is an animal that kind of look like a fox and that can actually fly? If you have logic, you can identify the species to be a bat. Okay, this should be a bat. So Indian flying fox feeds on the blood of other animals. Have you ever heard about any Indian bats feeding on the blood of other animals? The only blood feeding bat that I have heard about is vampire bats, and it's not found in India. Okay, so if you have heard about, if there is a bat that feeds a common bat that feeds on the blood of animals, Indians should be knowing about that. Okay, you haven't heard about a bat that is feeding on the blood of animals in India, so your statement 2 should be logically wrong. Okay, your awareness should kick in. It should be, that statement should be wrong. If statement 2 is wrong, according to options, statement 1 will be correct. Okay, Indian flying fox is actually a vermin under Wildlife Protection Act. So statement 1, the correct of the exact thing conveyed in the first statement, you should even if you are not aware of that, statement 2 can be eliminated by basic logic. So you eliminate statement 2 and your answer will be option C. Okay, moving on. Question number 21. The organism cicada, frog hopper, pond skater are birds, fish, insects and reptiles. Frog hopper, pond skater. So pond skater, this all, if you look into the meaning of certain words like frog hopper, pond skater, this kind of, they are organisms that can be found in the surface of water air interface. Pond skater, skating through the surface of water. Frog hopper, okay, it's not actually a frog, something that hops like a frog, something related to water. Okay, so you maybe you have seen this kind of organisms. The water strider, some insects that lives on the water interface, a basic water strider. Okay, pond skater, frog hopper, cicada, it should be insects. Okay, so creatures that live in air water interface are basically insects. So answer is C. Question number 22. Consider the following statements. Many chewing gums found in the market are considered a source of environmental pollution. Okay, so it's a general statement. Many chewing gum found in the market are considered a source of environmental pollution. Chewing gums can be an environmental pollution. We have seen chewing gums in our streets, so it is actually an environmental pollution. That statement should be correct. Statement 2. Many chewing gums contain plastic as gum base. Okay, chewing gums, it doesn't say that all chewing gums contain plastic as gum base. It says that many chewing gums contains plastic as gum base. Yes, chewing gums can contain plastic as a gum base. That statement can be right. Logically it can be right. So if that statement is correct, it should be the correct explanation. Okay, since it contains plastic as a gum base, it should be an environmental pollution. So your answer is option A. Logically your answer will be option A. Question number 23. Consider the following pairs. Country, animal found in its natural habitat. Okay, Brazil, Indonesia, elk, Madagascar, bonobo. Okay, so the only animal that I have heard about is elk. Elk is kind of a red deer found in Central Asia and in Europe, so lives in cold places. Indonesia is not that kind of a place, so Indonesia can be eliminated. Red deer, Indonesia. Elk is the wrong one. Brazil, INRI. Okay, Brazil, INRI. The term INRI, Brazil have a language, something Spanish language, Spanish Portuguese languages can be the Spanish language is the language that can be found in Brazil. So INRI, that term doesn't rhyme any a Spanish term, so you can assume that is wrong. Madagascar, Bonobo. Madagascar is an African country. Bonobo rhymes like an African name. It can be correct, but you cannot be sure. Maybe Bonobo belongs to some other African countries, so you cannot be sure about that. So I would say that you should leave this question if you don't know. Okay, I would leave this question if I don't know the answer. So you can leave it. And bonobo is not actually found in Madagascar. I think it's somewhere around some other African country like Congo, I think. Okay, answer should be option D. I would leave this question. If you also don't know, don't take chances, just leave this question. Okay, consider the following statements regarding World Toilet Organization. It is one of the agencies of United Nations. No, we haven't heard about any toilet organizations as an agency of UN. I don't think so. That's a dumb statement. You eliminate that one. Okay. World Toilet Summit, World Toilet Day, and World Toilet College are initiatives of this organization to inspire action to tackle the global sanitation crisis. Okay, World Toilet Organization, World Toilet Summit, World Toilet Day, World Toilet College, it rhymes. Logically, it can be correct. So I would take second statement to be right. Okay. So second statement is right. Now I have to go into third statement. The main focus of its function is to grant funds to the least developed countries and developing countries to achieve the end of open defecation. Okay, main focus of its function is to grant funds. Okay, I don't think so. Granting funds is something else. Okay, granting funds and inspiring action against global sanitation crisis, that is two different things. Fund can be a problem there. So I think World Toilet Organization can be kind of like an NGO or something, an organization like that. So granting funds, if it was a UN agency, we can think that it can grant funds, but it is not actually a UN agency. We haven't heard about an organization called World Toilet Organization as part of UN. So I would eliminate third statement. Answer will be A, 2 only. Okay. Question number 25. Lions do not have a particular breeding season. Yeah, most probably lions do not have a particular breeding season. Yes, if you have watched Animal Planet or National Geographic or Discovery channels in your childhood times, you would have seen this kind of videos. Lions do not have a particular breeding season. Unlike most other big cats, cheetahs do not roar. Have you heard the roaring of cheetah? You don't actually call that a roar because the sound of cheetah does not actually we cannot compare the roaring of cheetah to a lion. It is not actually a roaring, it's actually a purring. We will say that cheetahs are a purring cat. We included this particular question in our test series. This statement is actually a correct statement. Okay, cheetahs do not roar, cheetahs actually purr. Okay. Statement number 3. Unlike male lions, male leopards do not proclaim their territory by scent marking. Male leopard is also a big cat. A leopard is a big cat. Male lions, male leopards, all can mark their territory by scent marking. Okay, this statement should be wrong.